All right, hey guys, welcome back. We're going to be doing another fun project today. We're going to be looking at another artist. This time we're going to be looking at and making our own versions of his style of paintings. He's an American artist. His name is Wayne Thiebaud, and he's most known for painting pictures of desserts. So cakes, pies, donuts, ice cream, stuff like that. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to bring Elliot in with me.
Hello.
Elliot, you like desserts?
Yes.
Yeah. You have any favorites?
Probably ice cream.
Ice cream. All right. That's probably mine too. So let's go ahead and we're going to take a quick look at Wayne Thiebaud and some of his paintings. All right, so those paintings were pretty cool. Now, we're going to be recreating our own versions of those. So you guys are going to take a few minutes and think about what type of dessert you might like. Elliot, what do you think you'd like? What kind of painting do you want to make today?
I think I'm gonna do a cupcake.
You're going to do a cupcake? Man, I think I'm going to do a donut. So, materials wise, everyone's going to need paper. So white paper. Definitely a pencil to draw this stuff out. Now, when it comes to adding color, there's so many options. So Wayne Thiebaud uses paint, and you can see in some of those pictures that he puts it on pretty thick. I know not all of us have access to paint. This is acrylic paint. These can be mixed to whatever colors you want. You can buy all these cool colors already made. So if you want to do paint, if you have this laying around, this would be fun, but parents be warned, it is a little bit messy. Another option is watercolor, okay? So I have some watercolors here and some brushes. I know in class we use these a lot, so most people are familiar with these. I'm not sure how many of us actually have some of these at home. But again, these are pretty cheap, a couple bucks at the store. Usually comes with at least one brush. So you'll just need watercolor, some brushes, and a cup of water. For us though, just to keep it simple and make sure that we're accessible, we're gonna use pencils and markers. Okay, you can use crayons, pencils, markers. We're just gonna color these in after we draw them. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pause this now so you guys can go ahead and go grab your materials. All right, so we have our white paper, Rose.
Yep.
Elliot. All right, we have our paper, our pencil. Look, we even found this little guy who's gonna keep us company while we draw. I figured he could inspire us. All right, so you said you're gonna draw what?
A cupcake.
A cupcake, and I'm gonna draw a donut, okay? So what we wanna do is with our pencils, just lightly kind of draw the outline of what we're gonna make, okay? So I know mine is gonna be kind of this donut shape. Okay, and I think a donut should have a hole in the middle. Okay? I think mine's missing something, so mine needs some sort of like frosting dripping down. So I'm doing this pretty lightly. And yes, I'm gonna go ahead and trace over it in Sharpie in a minute, so that's why I don't want my lines too dark, or else it would be too hard to get rid of them if I have to afterwards, okay? So you have that, I have mine. You know what I noticed about his paintings, Wayne Thiebaud? He always has it sitting on a table, so we need to put some sort of horizon line back there. All right, so it's not just floating right in the middle of our paper. Cool, all right, so we'll come back in just a second with the Sharpie. All right, Elliot, you ready for the Sharpie?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna trace over my pencil lines Any areas that I think I kind of don't need to trace, I'm not going to worry about that because we're going to end up coloring over that anyway. Okay? So if you want to go ahead and do that, we can start to get some basic details in there too. So I'm going to trace my icing of my donut first, okay? I'll try and do this quickly but accurately. So basically what we're doing is turning this today into a coloring sheet of our favorite dessert. Alright, so I'm not going to trace this line because that's kind of going to be covered up anyway. I am going to go back down here and fill this guy in. Wow, that was fast. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit just to make sure it looks like I have some kind of an edge there. And then the hole, that's going to be a little bit of a tricky one. I'm not going to draw an oval or a circle. I'm going to just draw part of that edge like that. And then we're going to, don't forget about your horizon line, Elliot. I'm going to go ahead and marker that one in. Cool? Alright, so once we have that much, awesome. Once we have that much, if you want to, you can go back in with an eraser, start to get rid of those pencil lines, okay? That's optional. We're going to color over it anyway, so don't worry about that one too much. Cool. Alright, are you at the coloring phase?
Yes, I
You
am.
ready to color it in? Alright, so
Yep.
here's my donut. There's your donut.
My cupcake.
Oh, cupcake. Whatever. Alright, so coloring wise, I know not everybody has a ton of access to materials at home, so I'm just going to use whatever I can find, okay? So I'm going to do some colored pencil. I'm even going to use this cool highlighter because I figure this past week we had St. Patrick's Day, so I know they sell St. Patrick's Day donuts, so I'm going to go ahead and my frosting is going to be highlighter green, okay? You might have a bucket of pencils and markers, random stuff at home, so go ahead and use whatever you can find. What are you going to use, Elliot?
I think I'll use colored pencils.
Colored pencils. Alright, so what we're going to do, just like at school, we're just going to start coloring these in, okay? It's kind of like your big coloring sheet now. So we're going to go ahead and just start working on filling in these different sections. Cool? Alright, so I'm going to get some green on there. Alright, Emma, you can cut it whenever. Alright, what color do you have up top?
Pink.
Pink. Is that just the color, or is there a flavor with that?
I think it's strawberry.
Strawberry. I think mine would be ooze. The color of ooze, if you can imagine what that would taste like. Alright, so we're just going to take our time, fill these in, try and do a nice job with it, okay? I know when Wayne Thiebaud does his paintings, you could see that his paint on there is pretty thick. If you look closely, he's like really, I don't want to, no pun intended, but he's really caking that stuff on, you know? But I know we don't always have access, or we're not comfortable using paint at home. Maybe mom and dad don't let us use paint at home, but we can use whatever we can find, okay? Alright, so you have your cupcake colored in.
Yep.
I have my donut colored in. Now, so when I started, I was using this brown, and I didn't like the color that it was giving me. So I went ahead and I finished up with that brown, and then I added another brown on top of it, which kind of added a little bit of depth and makes it look like a little bit more professional, right?
Mhm.
I also went in with some brown and added a little bit of shadow in certain areas just to make it not so flat. I know when Wayne Thiebaud paints, even though his stuff doesn't look super realistic, he does add some highlights and some shadows in just the right areas to kind of make it look less flat on the canvas. So why don't you show us what you did?
I did a cupcake and I added extra detail by giving it more pressure to make it look like there were swirls on the frosting.
Alright, so that's a pretty easy technique.
Yeah.
You just add certain areas with like pushing down a little bit harder with your pencil and it makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Think we're finished?
Yep.
We are not finished.
What else do we have to do?
What else do we have to do?
Oh, the background of the table.
How often do we see things on a
Oh.
white table with a white wall?
Not often.
Especially in his paintings, he's always very meticulous about painting some sort of table and then the background color. And he doesn't put a bunch of detail, he doesn't put patterns, it's usually just solid colors, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna make the table yellow and the wall color blue. How about you? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. I might do blue for the background or like on the wall.
Nice. All right, so let's get started with that. Yeah. All right, so as we finish these guys up, how's yours turning out, Rose?
Pretty good.
Yeah? All right, so, okay, so nice solid color for the background. Now, one thing that Wayne Thiebaud always does, he always adds a little bit of a shadow under whatever he drew or painted, okay? You could do this with a darker colored pencil. You could do it with just your normal pencil that you drew with. So I'm going to use that. And what I'm going to do is very lightly. So we imagine that the light is hitting my donut from this side, so the shadow would go that way. So I'm just going to start at the bottom. Very softly, just kind of add kind of like a little bit of a dark area here where the light would not hit because the donut's in the way, okay? There you go, nice. Get a little bit more here. Okay, so I always like that he puts that one extra shadow because that really adds like another level of detail to his paintings that would otherwise look pretty simple. Okay, so there we go. What do you think?
I like it. It looks cool.
Not bad. Good enough to eat?
Yep.
Maybe, maybe not. All right, cool. All right, so that was pretty easy, right?
Mhm.
Yep. All right, how do you feel about your cupcake?
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice. If you had to do it again, would you pick a cupcake or would you try something different?
I might try an ice cream cone.
Oh, I was thinking ice cream cone too. I think maybe because we have this little guy
Yeah.
sitting out here, he's making us hungry for ice cream. All right, well, hopefully that's an easy enough project for everyone to do, and it should be pretty fun. So gather your siblings, mom and dad, see what everybody picks, and have fun, and we'll see you next time.